I get a bead on another person and think, excuse me, do you have the time?
The individual kind of stops and looks up at you. And just screams fully loud towards you. This endless, echoing, terrifying, volumetric scream that just goes and goes and goes. Nobody else is paying attention at the moment, and then suddenly it stops. And you feel this like buzzing in your head. And a voice in the middle of just your mind that goes, "Ah, I see you. Come. Come. You must talk."
What do you want to talk about?
Many things, but quickly, before the others know. And the figure just still staring at you walks over into one of the side, kind of, not an alleyway, but one of the streets, and just stands next to this archway.
I don't like any of it.
That was one of the most unsettling things I've ever seen in my
I thought
life.
Matt was going to open his jaw and just keep going and go.
And another Matt was going to be inside.
What's weird is I wouldn't have been surprised with everything else that he does. It's like, how does he do that?
I was going to attack it with fire.
Caleb, you're making friends. This is good for you.
You guys didn't hear anything either. You just saw me looking at a person.
It seemed like a nice scream.
You all heard the scream.
The scream, yes,
Yeah.
but I didn't say anything.
What happened?
Did you do tell you the time?
I reached out, and they reached back.
So,
They invited me down to talk.
Do you want to talk?
I don't know what else to do right now.
I think we should.
We've got your back.
Ask him where the threshold crests go.
Oh, boy.
Well,
Let's go down.
When it
together.
looked up at you, could you see eyes, like normal
It just looked
iris pupil?
humanoid, right?
Eyes?
Like Matt.
At the distance
Mercer.
you're at, it looked
Another Matt
humanoid.
Mercer.
Yeah.
Let's.
Okay, well, don't come all the way with me, but don't be too far behind.
We'll be on the roof maybe. above
Okay.
you.
Seems like a good idea.
no, I think this is
Within
a terrible idea.
Within 60 feet.
Yeah.
60 feet above them is fine.
Okay, I will, with my, at intelligence 20, 60 feet and around kind of speed, I will, for once, zap down.
Yeah. You travel faster than anybody in this troop when you're just, you have a speed of 60 while gliding around. Just Okay.
I'll trail him just as a guard, and once I'm within 60 feet of those people, just divine sense, just to cover it.
Okay. So, of the square, there's the little archway where the individual is kind of standing against. You glide down to it. The rest of you are staying near the rooftops? What are you
I'm
doing?
staying closer, 60 feet above the population.
Above population?
Yeah.
Kind of over the main thing? Okay, so you're kind of above in the center of the...
Sword out, the whole thing. Not trying to hide anything.
You've got it. Okay.
Is that weather vane thing close to us?
It's across the way from where Caleb's quarry currently is. About 60 or 70 feet across the other side of where the fountain is.
Great. Me and Bo will go over and check that out.
Okay.
I'm going to head towards where Caleb's going, but I'm also going to do the 60-foot thing and just do a Eyes of the Grave on this, on one of them, like a couple people.
Yeah, I want to get close, stay close to Caleb, so
Just-
same area.
Sam, I'm same.
Sam?
Okay.
Sam.
Damn it.
So we have Bo and Veth are making their way towards the domed tower on the other side. Everyone else is kind of staying near Caleb, or Ford is right kind of over the middle of the whole intersection. Got it.
I'm gonna be like right above the arch where the person went.
Okay. So Caleb, as you dart down,
Yeah.
it's this kind of arch that goes over the middle of the roadway, and you drift, and the individual's just kind of standing there, arms to the side. Getting a closer look now, you can see it's a man in his 40s. Looks like he hasn't shaved in a few days. Little salt and pepper hair on the sides. Hair is kind of combed back and a little bit to the left. Back and to the left.
To the left.
Dressed in nice clothing, though of a unique design that you've, only seen in other places of the AR rune. Something out of the corner of your eye twitches, and you kind of glance over, and the base of the stone archway, the stone seems to gradually turn a reddish tint, and towards the base of it, it seems to almost fan out like a skin where it meets the ground. You could see this kind of smoother, fleshy texture where veins seem to almost undulate and bulge beneath the surface, and you can see a couple of errant teeth just kind of poking out in place.
Get the fuck out,
And it
dude.
just becomes the archway in his stone.
Yeah.
Damn this place. One out.
Not a fan. Not a fan. Not a fan of this.
Give me the sun. Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Teeth and flesh. Teeth and flesh.
Survival of the fit.
How close do you get this individual?
Close enough to tugboat.
Yeah. 6-inch range.
Oh my
Let's say 10 feet for now.
10 feet.
Yeah.
You drift down before them.
The budget.
They look up, and you can see the face is just blank before it goes,
Oh God.
and you start sobbing before the sobbing stops. Their head twitches a bit to one side, and one eye turns red and swells. Their head seems to rise, to just balloon up as this massive red eye is now peering towards you
Please don't pop.
with it, and you feel your brain begin to get that fuzz a bit.
I want to get closer to be in Caleb's range.
Okay.
If I'm able, I'll pull back another 5 feet. If not,
You pull
come
back
with me.
about 5 feet, and you recognize this eye. It's been in a dream or two before, or at least something like this. And it says, "You know the terror of the end, mortal ones. The nothing, the acceptance of fate, or even oblivion. We cannot end. No, at all costs, oblivion must be destroyed. We will endure." You're hearing this in your mind. Everyone else, you're just watching them stare at each other. In Beauregard, you are catching the faint conversation.
Eyes of the Great, Divine Sense. Anything trigger within 60 feet?
Nothing. But the closer you get, you begin to hear the conversation in your minds too.
I'm like right above it.
Yes. Driven by fear. You are powerful. Yes. The need to survive. Yes, we can protect one another. I am Timorei, one of the Somnovem.
Oh.
And I beseech to you, I need your aid. Your aid.
Explain.
Elatis and Luctus pact to end our march, to bring darkness and nothing to all that we have made. They embrace the unknown. Their reasons are madness. They must be stopped. If you would find them within the Aether Crux. End them, so that we, others, may survive. Please.
You are not all one.
The others are not here. They cannot hear me. Just you.
And if we were to help you, how would we?
Find the Aether Crux. Find where Lactus and Luctus, where their essence resides. And end them.
Can I insight check to see if it feels like a trap?
Sure.
Is there insight in the madness?
Right.
We walked into WandaVision.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
9. Maybe a 9 is extra special here. And
It's not even trying to read
No.
the vocal pattern, because there's no voice. These are just thoughts and emotions and just a shotgun of fear and communication through a veil of scattered insanity and madness. It is impossible to make out any intent behind it, beyond just what's being said, but what you do take from it, all of you do, is a profound sense of terror. Not yours, though you may have your own in this instance, but terror from this entity, this Timorei.
And the names he said were Alactus and Luctus?
Elatus and Luctus.
Lattice and Luctus.
Lattice. Luctus. Luctus.
I wrote it 3 times trying to remember what you said because the sounds were so simple.
And the Aether Crux.
Aether Crux. And what did this individual say that, I don't know if it's talking about itself, but it said a name beginning with a T?
Timorei.
Timorei.
And he said he's one of the Somnovem.
Yes.
And we
And that the-
met one just walking around the park, or
Well,
no,
he
they're
said the-
part of a hive
No,
mind.
they're hive mind.
Yeah. And he said, but the others
City-
aren't here?
They can't.
It also doesn't mean he's telling the truth.
Right.
Or he's going rogue against the other Somnovem.
Yeah, that could be what it is.
I think that's what's happening.
Or there's
Where is he? The eye kind of like looks around, and there's no expression. It's just this giant, swollen, kind of like fearful face and this gargantuan red eye that is just burning towards you. Where is he? Where is the Nonagon? His second walks, but he is beyond our sight. He was to come, but we can't see him. Maybe he'll help.
what will you do when he arrives?
He's going to help us through. Help us home. Welcome us home.
How many of there are you?
We are 9. And under the 9 and within us, many. And as you hear many, everyone in the street around you at once says, many, in unison.
No.
Maybe they just need us to help them.
I cast Meteor Swarm.
Come through.
Yeah, so they can be better again.
I don't have it, but I'm just...
Go to sleep.
This place is strange to us. What do we need to be wary of?
The rest. I must go. I can sense them coming. They are curious too. They're curious too. And the eye reverts, and the person just liquefies into the ground. And where they were, cobblestone.
Shut the
These people aren't real. At least the people aren't real.
Yeah.
Get out of there,
This is
Caleb.
like bioorganic dream material, and the consciousness can slide around to anywhere it wants to go.
I don't
And he
like
said
any of this.
there's 9, and then 9 within, and then 9 within. It is a fractal. This whole city is a fractal.
I go down the 60 feet. I land on the cobblestone. I don't approach Caleb, but I just feet down.
You're touching the city.
Yeah.
You can feel the gravity. It walks normally.
Take the tip of the sword and I just poke the cobblestone. Make a sound like stone.
Yep. Tink. Tink.
And there's still others walking about.
There's somebody else now who's kind of turned towards you. You can see this older woman. Her, gray and white hair is braided up into this kind of top-back, beautiful bow-like bun, and she's wearing these kind of deep green and turquoise robes. She's carrying a small bag. It looks like it's containing some fruit. And she looks over towards you and takes a step.
I take a step back.
And you all begin to notice the people that are walking, as they walk, and you get a look, the clothing, the sleeves, there's no, sleeve that goes over an arm. The sleeve becomes a hand.
Oh my.
The robe becomes a neck,
Like a Barbie or like a doll.
meaning it's all one
Yeah.
thing.
Like when you have a doll and you're like,
Painted on.
yeah, and there's not really sleeves.
With each step, a portion of the ground reaches up for the foot, and something from the foot reaches out and tethers and pulls it down. This old woman never fully leaves contact.
Yeah.
And as she approaches, her throat bubbles outward and the mouth opens wide and a giant red eye appears. And a voice goes, Who was here in your mind?
Who was here? We don't know. We followed someone here.
You all can kind of begin to hear this growl come through in your various minds.
I can sense the brethren. Welcome.
Thank you.
I am Ira.
Ira?
Amira?
Oh.
Ira.
Ira. I apologize.
Roth Ira.
Very important to have.
Brother of Sep.
Every name. There's no name that you can make that we can't break.
I know, and there's no way that I can't make you pay for it. Right.
March here with vengeance in your souls. Yes. An inferno in your bellies. Pushed by pain and the need to make it. Make the plains bleed as you have suffered for their lack of respect. They all shall feel our wrath. Creation is born from destruction. And if all that is worthy of us is destroyed, then so much more can be created. All the gods and fates that threw us to torment and death, they all will pay. Who were you talking to?
We are new here. It is hard to get our bearings. We're not sure.
Make a deception check.
You're gonna get somebody in trouble.
With disadvantage because you are marked by them.
14.
14. The eye that's looking at you shifts over towards you. And the grandma's legs seem to like break and fold on them as her body begins to fall forward and then slithers across the stone around you towards Caleb before righting itself, the mouth still wide and swollen, the eye peering at you.
This time I don't back up.
Lie! And every other civilian around at once goes, lie, in unison.
It had the ring of truth, though. How do you feel about visitors in this, your fine city?
Was it Miramus?
Miramus?
Was it Guardius? Tell me.
The eye burns brighter and redder, and you can feel like this white hot pain in the back of your mind that begins to burgeon.
Yeah, it was. Guardius.
Make a deception check.
At disadvantage?
You have disadvantage, yeah.
21.
21.
Guardius, do not trust them. They push forward without call for truth in the evils of existence. They wash us all towards oblivion, with arms open and naive. To strike first is to survive, and to punish before you yourself can be hurt. All will eventually hurt you. Find their essences and destroy. Then maybe we can talk. Show me that you can do what I need you to do.
And the mouth seems to distend and break as the eye pops into red ether energy. The now swollen and pulled back woman's head seems to snap backwards. Her body begins to shake and quiver, as with about 6 of the other civilians around you begin to just before their flesh all simultaneously tears open in a whirlwind of teeth and eyes and muscle and tethering tentacles. I need you all to roll initiative.
Matt, you're so good.